In a faraway kingdom, the king had died without leaving any heirs, and his throne was empty. Knights and nobles argued over who would be the new monarch, but no one could agree. Then, a powerful and wise wizard named Merlin created a test. He placed a magic sword in a large stone in the center of the city. The inscription said that only the true king could pull the sword from the stone. Meanwhile, a young boy named Arthur lived with his foster father and brother Kay, knowing nothing about his royal lineage. Arthur was humble and served as Kay's squire, helping him in his training and accompanying him everywhere. No one suspected that Arthur was the king's son and heir to the throne. However, Merlin watched him from a distance, recognizing in him the potential of a great leader. The wizard decided to help him prepare for his destiny. Merlin began to visit Arthur in secret, teaching him about life, nature, and the values of a good king. Arthur learned to read and write, as well as to respect all living things. Through Merlin's teachings, he began to understand that being a leader was not just about having strength, but also wisdom and compassion. Merlin guided him patiently, telling him stories of ancient heroes and kings. Little by little, Arthur developed a noble heart. One day, a grand tournament was held in town to celebrate Kay's birthday, and Arthur, being a good squire, accompanied him. But upon arriving, Arthur realized that he had forgotten Kay's sword at home. Worried that he had failed to fulfill his duty, he quickly searched for a spare sword. In his search, Arthur noticed the sword in the stone, standing out in the town square, and decided to try his luck in helping his brother. Arthur walked over to the sword and, not knowing what it really meant, took it by the hilt. To his surprise, the sword came out without difficulty, as if it had been waiting for him. Amazed, he ran to hand the sword to Kay, not thinking of the consequences. When the knights saw the sword, they became alarmed and demanded to know how Arthur had gotten it. They then brought Arthur to the center of the square to repeat the act before everyone. With the eyes of the entire city upon him, Arthur took up the sword again and once again pulled it from the stone with ease. Murmurs of wonder spread among the knights and the people. Everyone understood that the legend was true. Arthur, the humble squire, was the true king. Although some knights were dissatisfied, they could not deny what they had seen. The sword had chosen its new monarch. Confused and overwhelmed by the situation, Arthur was not sure he wanted to be king. He had lived a simple life and had never imagined having so many responsibilities. However, Merlin spoke to him with wisdom, impressing upon him all that he had learned. He told him that although a king's power was great, his duty was even greater. Arthur then understood that he was born to serve his people and protect them. The days that followed were ones of preparation for Arthur, for he now had to learn to lead. Merlin helped him understand the responsibilities of the crown and taught him the secrets of magic and strategy. Arthur met many nobles and knights, and although some doubted him, he gained their respect with his humility and nobility. Little by little, he became a symbol of hope for the kingdom. His kindness and fair character won the hearts of his people. The days that followed were ones of preparation for Arthur, for he now had to learn to lead. Merlin helped him understand the responsibilities of the crown and taught him the secrets of magic and strategy. Arthur met many nobles and knights, and although some doubted him, he gained their respect with his humility and nobility. Little by little, he became a symbol of hope for the kingdom. His kindness and fair character won the hearts of his people. Among these knights were famous names such as Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain and Sir Percival, who fought with honor under Arthur's leadership. Each of them was tested in numerous battles and adventures, proving bravery and loyalty. Over time, the fame of Arthur and his knights grew, and the kingdom prospered. The lands, once divided by rivalries, found in Arthur a leader who brought them peace and hope. The people saw in him a true king. Although Arthur possessed the magic sword, called Excalibur, he knew that his power came not from the sword alone, but from his heart and wisdom. The sword, a symbol of his right to rule, reminded him of his promise to protect the innocent and to be a just king. However, Arthur also understood that the sword was only a tool. His true strength came from his commitment to justice and goodness. This made him different from other kings. Over the years, Arthur faced great challenges and threats to his kingdom. However, with the help of Merlin and his knights, he managed to overcome each obstacle. The kingdom of Camelot became a symbol of peace and prosperity throughout the world. People from all corners came to Camelot to seek justice and protection. Arthur thus fulfilled his destiny, becoming a king loved and admired by his people. However, peace in Camelot would not last forever. Enemies and betrayals arose that would test Arthur's reign. But even in difficult times, Arthur kept his promise to serve his people. His story inspired those around him, and his bravery strengthened his knights. Arthur knew that the true test of a king was not in battle, but in the ability to remain true to his principles. The legend of Arthur and the Sword in the Stone lived on through the centuries, remembered by generations as a story of honor and nobility. Though time passed, his example lived on in the hearts of those who valued justice and goodness. Arthur became a symbol of hope and leadership, reminder that power is only true when used for good. And so, the legacy of King Arthur and the Sword in the Stone was never forgotten.